I'm actually going to play one of my own games that I developed in my free time. So I'm going to talk a bit about the game, what it's all about, how it plays, but also how I came up with the idea and how I actually created it, and the whole process and stuff. I hope that will be a bit interesting, give a bit of insight in, well, that indie development process and also inside the game itself. So today I thought I started with my newest game. It's called Party Host 85, and as you might probably figure from the title and the style, it's a game that's reminiscent of games from the year 1985. So the whole aesthetics here is based on EGA graphics, which is very close to my heart because, well, that's the type of graphics I've grown up with. And I love to play all the old DOS games, even though this is not a DOS game with these graphics. So even though it's limited to only 16 colors and very low resolution, I think it has quite a charm, especially the color palette, which is very unique that you can see here as well. So, in general, what are you doing in this game? Well, as the title already mentions, you will host parties, and that's more or less what you're doing in this game. So, you have to invite people to your party, you have to make sure that they have enough to drink, that they have enough to eat and drugs and everything, and that they're having a good time. And then, if they do have a good time before they leave the party, they will give you a tip and you will earn money that you can see on the top left here. And you need that money to plan your next party. So, how are you going to do this? So let's have a look here at the notebook. You can see that you have different categories in your planning that you have to achieve before you can start the party. So, main important thing is that you have to invite guests. There are 14 guests total, but you have to unlock them. And at the start, you only have a selection of 6. And after you invite those, you have to take care of food, drinks, drugs, and your outfit, obviously, which is very important for the party. So let's start with the guest list. It's very easy. You just use your telephone and you just call people up that you want to invite. So we need 5 guests. So we start with Kenny here. Yeah, he's a very cool guy. And we're going to invite Lucy. And as we don't know much about them, we just pick more or less randomly. You can see if they're green, they're invited to the party. So we still have the overview who is where. Okay, if I didn't miscount, we have 5 party guests now invited. Is that correct? Yes, we get the check mark here. So this part is finished. Now we have to buy some food and some drinks here. So we're doing this with a computer. Very advanced tech for 1985, but it was possible, at least in an experimental state, to do online shopping during that time. So we have a very basic interface here as well, but it's enough for what we want to do here. Okay, going to the food selection. Now, at the start, it's totally okay to go for the cheaper food because we only have 30 bucks to spare. And our starting guests don't really care so much what they get, but later on you will invite guests and unlock guests that, well, they have a bit of higher standards, I would say, and they really want to have that caviar and those crab legs. But for now, we're just going to buy a few carrots and maybe a few nachos. As you can see, we bought 5 of each, so we got 10 food now in total. Shown here, which is totally fine for the first party. As you see at the start, we only have 5 guests, but later on parties can go up to 8 guests. Now for the drinks, it's similar here. Okay, we have beer and wine, which are quite cheap. Whiskey is quite expensive because you only get 1, so be careful with that. But at the start, I think, do we even need wine? Yeah, okay. I think it's fine. As we see, we're already down to 14. And now, obviously, no good party without some harder drugs here. So, well, we can't really afford that stuff. So we're going for the weed. And yeah, we only got 5. But yeah, hopefully that will be enough and people won't be disappointed. The last point you see here are plane tickets. You can fly to different cities, and that's actually the goal of the game. So currently you can see we can't afford that, but at some point when we have enough money, if you decide to say, okay, that's it, I'm going to finish this, I'm going on a vacation now, then you can select the ticket and end the game that way. And well, these correspond to a bit different endings, and you can set your goals yourself where you want to actually go. Okay, well, as we can see, the last part now is the outfit. You can choose that in the wardrobe, obviously, and as you can see, you can just browse through the different outfits. There is some difference to what you choose here, because some people have different fashion styles that you will find out later when you get to know them, and you can be more popular with them if you choose the right outfit. Now this looks perfectly fine, I think. Well, maybe not go, yeah, go for that skirt. And then we're already ready to start the party. We're doing this by ending the day and going to the night. And now the party starts. Okay, here we are at our parents' house. It's a very big house, especially the bathrooms are really extensive. And we already got our first guest here. You see the bar above his head. That's just his overall mood, and that's, well, more or less the most important stat that you have to look after, because if they're in a good mood when they leave the party, they will leave you with more money. Okay, as you've seen, he already got to the bar and got his first drink. So you got the bar, that's the green one, and the food table, that's the other one. We can have a look at those, and you can see that our drinks are already here represented here. Sometimes you have to take them, bring them to the other bar if that runs out, and later if you buy really more of that stuff, it will get delivered to the fridges in the kitchen, and then you have to restock manually. So who are these people? Let's find out. Okay, this is, well, it's not the first guest, technically it was the second, but the first one we talked to, it's Maria. And you again see her mood and you see her energy. Energy just means that when the energy is up, she's going to be tired and she's going to leave the party. We already get a rough characteristic. She is a bookworm. We don't know much about anything else, so we don't know which group she belongs to. And also we can open up the notebook, and there you have the whole the whole information that we can actually gather on her. We obviously have her telephone number, we already called her, but other than that, we don't know much about her. So that's one thing that we're trying to find out, because, well, on the one hand, you can better cater to her special needs and what she likes and what she doesn't like. So, for example, which clothes she likes. But also we want to find out all about them, because if we do, they become our best friends and they will write in our yearbook, and that's a bit of a collection game in there by itself. So we can do this by just doing some small talk. Sure, I like to party, but sometimes I just want to stay at home and watch a good show. So what did that tell us? Okay, we can have a look at the notebook, and now we have found out that her personality is sociable. So she likes going out, but she's not the craziest party girl ever. Wait for me. Now, what can we do here as well? Well, we can just ask her what's up. Oh, and we've seen, okay, she likes our shoes. So that's nice, and we actually gained a bit of popularity for that. Popularity is the second very important resource in the game, because popularity will allow you to unlock the other guests. If you're popular enough, you will get new telephone numbers, and then you will get the new guests, and the later guest will be willing to pay more money. So it makes sense to try to unlock the other guests. But popularity of 5 won't do much here. Okay, what can we also do? Well, we can talk about other guests of us. So, for example, well, we don't know much about those names yet, but let's ask her about Hoagie. And, well, she tells us that she kind of likes him. What she could have told us, some characters know very specific information about the others. And if you know that, then you can discuss about their favorite topics and be even more popular with those, because they really enjoy talking about the same thing and you can connect with them. Okay, so enough of that. Let's just see what they're doing. Okay, you can already see that there's a bit of litter here, but litter is just more or less cosmetic. It doesn't make a big difference, but we see that this guy actually, the bar is so full that he's really enjoying himself. So maybe just ask him. Oh, okay, he really likes my top. That's also nice. What you can also do, if he's not talking about my wardrobe, you get some feedback. Had another glass of wine, can't get enough of that good stuff. That more or less means that he's very happy that you bought wine, because wine is actually his favorite drug. You can either find that out when you do some small talk with him, or, well, you can just find it out by providing it and getting the feedback that way. Okay, as you can see, those two are talking to each other. They seem to be getting along quite well. That's what the smiley face is for. Well, if they don't like each other, or if they're getting into an argument, you will have a different icon, and they might even fight, or they might flirt and make out later on. Okay, Kenny is now eating stuff, not for long, and Brett here is dancing. All right, let's see. Okay, what you can do here is you can change the music style that you want to have, and these appeal to different people. Pop music is very general, so everyone kind of likes it. But if you want to change the genre to something that someone really likes, so for example, Hoagie here in the left down corner is a metalhead, so we can turn it, switch it over to metal, and then you can change the volume. Well, you can turn it up, or you can turn it off completely. If you turn it off, nobody's going to dance, so that's not ideal. But if you turn it up all the way, well, maybe your neighbors won't like it so much. So I'm going to leave it at the normal setting here. Okay, as you can see her with the white eyes and the purple sparkling here, she's taking some drugs here. So she got that from our drug dealer here. The drug dealer works a bit different, like the tables, because you can't actually put more drugs on him. He has an unlimited list. You can't really interact with that. Only thing you can do is, if you're going over here, you can close it down. So, well, the question is, why would you want to close it down? There are two reasons for that. There are a few characters in the game that are really straight edge, so they hate it when people are doing drugs in their vicinity. So maybe you're going to organize a party where drugs are not allowed. The other reason is that if the police shows up, you might want to do that very fast, or otherwise they will, you will get into trouble. So there are different ways that the police might show up, different reasons for that. If they have to show up multiple times, they're actually going to shut down your party. And if not, they are walking around looking if everything is in order, and might take people into custody, or, well, you can get other trouble as well. So there's actually quite a lot going on. Also, one thing is that characters have different special activities. Some even have synergies. So if you invite two characters to the same party, they might have some special interactions. And it's always about finding out what they do, what they actually want, and how to make them happy. I mean, as you can see currently, people are quite happy. So, well, this is expected at the start of the game. It's not that hard to have a good party, but later on, when they expect more from the party, you will really have to step up your game. Okay, so let's try to find out a bit more about Lucy here. Okay, so now we found out that she's a sport. Now we see the group sport. So all the characters are members of a certain group, and that group defines a few different things. So one I already mentioned is the music, but there are some other nice things to discover what they like and what they don't, but I don't want to spoil it here. Okay, you can see Hoagie is already getting a bit tired sitting here on the couch, so he will probably leave the party soon, and then hopefully, well, he seems to be happy or getting a nice tip. Okay, now the drug dealer is closed. Well, the reason for that is that he's run out of drugs. As we've seen before, I wasn't able to afford any more weed, so that's not that great, but I think people are still quite happy, so we should be fine. Oh, Hoagie is flirting with Lucy, but well, maybe they're getting along. Oh, someone has thrown up in the bathroom. I should clean that up. As you've seen, Hoagie has seen that, and he's probably not very happy about having to step through that. So you always want to look out if somebody has thrown up or maybe missed the toilet or even lit the house on fire. There's a lot of stuff that can happen here. So let's just ask him here, what's up? Okay, he likes my skirt. That's also nice. We got our popularity here. And okay, and he likes beer, and we have bought beer, and he's happy about that. Okay, they are now having a real toilet party down there. It seems like it's more or less random where they decide to start to talk to each other. Okay, so about the game. How did I come up with the idea? So the inspiration was actually I was listening to some retro gaming podcast about a game called The Colonel's Bequest, an old Sierra game, which is quite different to this game here. It's a murder mystery game, but what I found fascinating about that game that it was more or less completely linear, but it was not in the vein of the classical adventures where you really have to do one puzzle at a time and the whole game's wait for you. There were more. Okay, we have to take care about the fire. First, let's get the fire extinguisher here. Now, get rid of that. You have to be a little fast here because the fire can spread, and if it gets out of control, the party is over. Okay, it's not that easy to be a party host and keep talking about other stuff at the same time. Okay, well, I think I want to turn on the TV here because I know that some of these people like that. Come on. No, it's not working at that time. Okay, never mind. So back, Colonel's Bequest, the murder mystery game, and I had the idea of maybe I want to do a simulation approach to a murder mystery game. So make it more systematic, less story-based, but more that you actually have different characters with different needs and so on that go about their business. And one of them is the murder, and you have to find out who it actually was. Oh, okay, so Hoagie is leaving, but he had a lot of fun and he's leaving at least $5. I hope that was enough for everything he ate and drank on the party, but I think we'll be fine. Oh, somebody missed the toilet here. Going to clean that up. Yeah, and so I thought a bit about, okay, how could I approach such a simulation? And the idea was, okay, let's do it this way. We have a party. That's the setting more or less. And during that party, somebody's walking around and killing people. Okay, the next guest is leaving here and we get $6. Nice. So I started out with a simulation of the party. And from there on, I quite quickly came to the conclusion that it was so much fun to watch the people go about their business and have the party actually escalate, have the people throwing punches at each other, having the house be on fire and that stuff. So I had so much fun doing that part of the game that I really came to the conclusion that maybe the party should be the center of the attention and not the murder mystery that is, invoked somewhere around there. Because I thought, now we have this cool simulation, but you have no way to interact with it actually, because you're not interested in the party, you're only interested in finding the murder, so that would be a pity. So I changed the idea from a murder mystery game to actually this party simulation game where the goal is to influence the simulation to the extent that people are happy and you can throw a great party. Oh, okay, now we have to watch this. These people are going upstairs. We have another floor here, and that's the room you've seen from the main menu. And if people really dig each other, this may happen. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to show this. If I have to censor these orange pixels here. Maybe don't disturb them. Let's get down there again. So these people will definitely be very happy at the end of the party. And will probably give me a big tip. Okay, let's see. Okay, there's no food left. Maybe on the other table. They were really hungry. Okay, we have a few carrots left here. Not much. So I hope they will leave soon as well. We have quite a few drinks here. Maybe I'm picking up some beer if the other table is empty. But yeah, I think they are leaving. Yeah, it looks like it. Even leaving together here maybe. Yeah. Okay, so we get $6 from him and 9 from him. Okay, we got $44. So this is nice. We started out with 30. We already made profit and we had an amazing party here. Okay, that was great. That's what you want to see. Yeah. And from there on, it's more or less rinse and repeat. You go, you're in your menu where you buy all the stuff for the party, and then you plan to go on to your next party. There is actually a bit of a catch there also. There's a yearbook that you can fill out when the people are really happy. So you have that collection aspect there. And there's also maybe a few secrets to uncover, especially a bit later on, that not every character is maybe the person that he seems to be, and you can find out some very interesting personal quirks about them. Okay, I think that's it for this stream here. Just wanted to show a short introduction of the game, how it plays, and so on. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you did like it. You can get a free server version on itch.io. There are not many limitations in there, but if you want to check out the game, that's probably the best first step. And you can also get it for $5 on Steam. And I hope you're going to check it out and you like it and have some fun with your party guests. So long. That's for the stream here, and I'm out. Goodbye.